China's mysterious police presence in Sydney. Mystery surrounds China's police presence in Australia after a report claimed overseas stations were being used for sinister purposes. Mystery surrounds an official contact point in Sydney established by Chinese cops about 4 years ago, after a new whistleblower report claimed Chinese police service stations in countries around the world were being used for sinister purposes. It has been revealed this week that a web of police service stations have been set up around the world by the People's Republic of China to help the Chinese nationals renew their government-issued identifications and driver's license. But according to Safeguard Defenders, a human rights group that documents Chinese repression around the world, the stations have been used to spy on Chinese people. Openly labelled as overseas police service stations, they contribute to resolutely cracking down on all kinds of illegal and criminal activities involving Chinese, the group said in a September report. The report accuses stations overseas of involvement in forcibly returning more than 200,000 overseas nationals to China. This method is called persuasion to return, and collateral punishment is a key tactic to relatives back in China who risk punishment if they don't convince the person to return. Authorities track down the wanted person's family and use intimidation, harassment, detention, and imprisonment to pressure them into returning voluntarily, according to the report. That is terrifying. If the Chinese have their own intelligence agencies and police stations, as they like to call them here in Australia, apparently there's already one confirmed in Sydney, so they can control their people. No wonder when you see a protest, it was last year sometime, maybe even earlier this year, there was a kid going around holding up a sign saying "fuck Xi Jinping" in, I'm guessing, Chinatown in Sydney, and he was like assaulted by these people that were like saying that the most fucked up things about the kid. They tried to beat him up and rip his sign from him, and basically couldn't be seen to be saying anything against the Chinese regime. While there is no complete list of service stations, also called 110 overseas stations, named after China's emergency number 110, as of June, there was at least 54 across 5 continents, and Safeguard Defenders expect the actual number to be even higher. The report did not list a station in Australia. However, the ABC reporter Bang Zhao revealed on Thursday an official contact point has been established in Sydney by the Department of Public Security in the Chinese city of Wenzhou in 2018. Safeguard Defenders campaign director Laura Ha said that every country is using different names for the presence of Chinese police. For Australian people, I would say, especially overseas Chinese people that have fled China, dissidents, ethnic groups, religious minorities, obviously these organisations can be used potentially to go after them or go after their families, she told ABC. News.com.au contacted Safeguard Defenders, the Chinese Embassy in Australia, and the Chinese Consulate General for further comment. The Australian Federal Police would not say whether it was aware of China's police contact point in Sydney or the activities it carried out. The Australian Federal Police had no comment when the news.com.au asked if it was aware that the Sydney contact point or the activities it carried out. I do not see what is wrong. Following the release of Safeguard Defenders report, an anonymous official from the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Shanghai confirmed overseas policing operations were being used to convince alleged criminals to return to China. According to Spanish newspaper El Correo, bilateral treaties are very cumbersome in Europe and is reluctant to extradite to China. I do not see what is wrong in pressuring criminals to face justice with all the guarantees contained in Chinese law, the official says, according to an English translation. In Dublin, Ireland, the signage of a Chinese police station was removed from the front of its building last week, the Irish Times reported. The New York Post discovered a Chinese police service station in Manhattan was run by a US charity that is on Internal Revenue Service blacklist. The news of the station had been greeted with outrage from Republican politicians who sent a letter to the US Attorney General Merrick Garland and the Secretary of State Anthony Blinken demanding an explanation. There we go. They are running their communist police, or I wouldn't even call them police, they'd be spies in Australia. And not just Australia, all around the world. And they're using that to pressure people who speak out against China, who speak out against the CCP, to return home to face punishment if they do something that China doesn't want or doesn't like. That's if this is the case here in Australia, if they find any of these people doing that, they need to be deported immediately or imprisoned. You cannot work for a foreign government in our fucking country spying on our country's people. Surely someone should have figured this out by now. Maybe our army or intelligence might have seen this coming. How have they not known about it? This is insane. It just goes to show you the lengths that China is going to subvert any country that it can get its hands into, get its fucking finger in the pie, as one would say. It's amazing. You see the issue with Huawei when we found out that how there was all backdoor programs into getting through the hardware there and opening up all sorts of fucking information. So anything with a Huawei device could theoretically be back-channeled and all the information could be sent to the CCP. So whether it's a private business, whether it's a government, if you're using a Huawei device, it could be corrupted, so all your information was stolen and sent back to the CCP. Now, maybe that's got something to do with all these Chinese hackers that have been popping up around here. Where I think we just had that guy with the Optus breach. Also, Medibank has been hacked and had a whole bunch of credit card information leaked. It could possibly be China or a Chinese hacker. And with them running police stations in our country and other countries around the world, so their presence is local and persistent, what else are they up to that we don't know about? The government of China, the CCP, is not friendly towards Australia. I don't see why we're sending them money, doing all this business with them that we shouldn't be doing. Anytime they get angry at us, our government just bends over backwards to make them happy. It's disgusting. And they obviously don't have our best interests at heart. They're a communist country, for fuck's sakes. Like, we've got to stop sending them everything. We buy shit off of them. We send our money there. We send our resources there. Our gas is sold to them. And nothing is left here in Australia. We've got to cut ties with China. For God's sakes, they're harvesting human organs from the Uyghur Muslims that they've locked in concentration camps. And we do business with them and our government kisses their ass. It's fucking disgusting. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below and I'll see you guys in the next video.